What's up, guys? Welcome back to the podcast. It's episode 703 of the O Show. We are live from the Hot Chick in Old Town Scottsdale, Arizona. My friend Olivia and I, finally I have someone who's going to share a drink with me on the show.
Yes,
What did you get?
Obviously. I get my, little Tito's soda water and a lemon.
That's nice.
My go-to. Oh, double, obviously.
A double, obviously. I got my Jack and Coke, my basic Jack and Coke. But thanks so much for coming on. You're a winner in all aspects of life, it seems like. Winner of season 3 of Love Island USA. You were a finalist on the challenge.
I know. So close. So close.
I mean, it's still just as, not as good as winning, but being a finalist.
I would like to think that anything I do in life, and this is just, I have to speak this into existence, right? I'm so humble, right? But I like to think that anything I do, at least, 100%, I can be successful at.
That's right.
Right? You should think that way.
You got to believe in yourself first and foremost,
exactly,
right?
Exactly.
We were talking about right before we came on. This is what? I said 703 of this podcast. You had a podcast at one point?
I had a podcast. I was co-host with another guy, and long story short, never stay in a place, ladies, that you're not respected.
So it just came your show host?
There was just I can't really dive into it honestly too much,
Right.
but there was allegations that he was just acting out of order with younger women.
Nice.
And also was just kind of making weird passes at me. So I was just like, no, we're not going to do this. So hopefully I can, re-spark the podcast and try again,
I
which I will do.
feel like you probably have a passion for it. It's easy to have conversations with people. You have a ton of friends. You have great personalities.
Totally.
I
I love talking.
It's just the production of it is the part you got to figure out.
No, and I literally went out and I bought my own mics. I did everything, but it's the editing for me. I'm like,
Yeah, you got to find someone else to edit.
Exactly, right? I know, but I'm like, anyone? DM me.
All right. It's like you have to buy all the equipment, which I'm sure you did, which is like an arm and a leg, because you got boom mic, lav mics, lighting, camera. Do you guys want to turn the lights on, by the way?
We don't need it.
We don't need it. Perfect.
We're
you
shining
can have
without
lighting. We're shining without it, but it's a lot. You
It's
really
a lot.
have to stay at it.
It is. And also, I feel like you think that you always will have topics to talk about, but at some point, unless you have a guest or something, it's like, are you really gonna make a whole episode just talking about your favorite color? What are we talking about here? It's hard to find sometimes topics without getting them tired. So yeah, I gotta decide what I want to hone in on and expand from there.
That's the thing that I didn't do, which I always encourage new people starting out to do. Find your niche.
Yes.
Find a specific topic to talk about, and you'll find a specific audience that latches on quick. Where I just interview people, and it took a while, it actually. I'm like, okay, I'm building my personal brand, I guess, as opposed to building a show based on a certain topic.
You should make the podcast and then have a little PS podcast and just interview random people on the street.
That's right. That's what
you're
in Old Town. You're
exactly.
in Old Town.
Go around there with a little mic and just be and make that TikTok segments. Oh my God, you would kill it.
We might have to do that then.
Yeah.
I feel right here and
or have your guests do it. Your guests have to go do it.
That'd be a lot of fun. I know you would do it.
Oh yeah, duh.
I feel like you're an extrovert, as the kids would say.
I am. I think you have to be at least in some ways to be on TV. I mean, you're putting your whole life out there. You're sharing things that you honestly haven't maybe even talked about out loud to yourself.
Yeah.
It's insane.
So, when you were invited to go on, you said you got a DM on Instagram to go on Love Island, right?
Yeah, I got a DM on Instagram, and they said,
Were you intrigued right away, or?
No, I thought it was spam. I thought, I'm why would an account be sending me a paragraph saying, do you want to find love? There's a new show when I have 2,000 followers, you know what I'm saying? And I said to you, I wasn't posting thirst traps, I didn't have any bikini photos, I was not an Instagram girly at all. So I was is this fake? And then I actually just went through a breakup, so I was maybe this is a sign. Yeah. And so I
go out and do something.
Yes.
You don't have your phone for 70 days.
Yeah, and I was let me message him back, and then for some reason, the cards lined up, and they wanted me on.
Wow. And were you still because you grew up in Alaska.
Yeah.
A lot of people in Arizona don't grow up in Alaska, right? They don't find this place because it's the complete 180 of what Alaska is.
And that was every point I wanted. I wanted it to be sunny, I wanted it to be warm, I wanted to wake up to birds chirping, not be oh my God, let me go, plow the yard before I leave for school or wipe my car off or
you can see the moon finally.
Yeah. I mean, Alaska is beautiful and the Northern Lights are amazing and there's so many great aspects in the summer.
Yeah.
So I tend to go in the summer if I'm not doing a show or something or filming. I'll go to May to September, and I'll stay there and just hike and fish, go on boats and.
Is your family still there?
Yeah, everyone's there.
Really? Mm-hmm. So you're the only one that left.
Mm-hmm. Well, Yes, but then my little sister actually just moved to Arizona like 7 months ago, following my path.
Yeah.
So I let her
Trial run out here.
Yeah.
See if she likes it.
Yeah. I let her move in with me, so that was an adjustment, but me and her are like best friends, so like it was
I feel like when you grow up with your
easy.
siblings, you know how to live with them again right away, for the most part.
Yeah, we're 7 years apart actually though. So I moved out of my house when I was like 16. So technically, like I wouldn't say that me and her like grew up together, but we're the same person, just like
Yeah.
literally 7 years apart. Like everyone actually thinks she's older than me, which is so funny. She doesn't look older, but she just like is very mature and like
Yeah.
I would say poised, and I'm more like a spaz.
Yeah.
So.
Just out and about, enjoying yourself.
Oh yeah.
All the different projects that are offered your way, and then of course
Yeah.
living out here in this area, I feel like the nightlife is
Yeah.
just fun.
I mean, honestly, like reality TV for me has opened my eyes so much into like, you really can do anything you want. And it's so funny because it's reality TV, but that is like something that some people that are young dream about doing. I never did. I never thought I was gonna be on reality TV. I always wanted to be an actress. I went to school for musical theater in college. Like I loved like the performing arts and I loved singing, but I never thought reality TV would be like the way I fell into it.
Yeah.
But it's just so cool, like being on, you know, putting yourself out there so much and having so many opportunities brought my way now because of some fame or clout or whatever you want to call it. Honestly, like if I could give any advice to anyone, you don't need to be on TV or have a following to be successful at all. Like you have to have the drive and you have to have like the mindset of I'm going to be successful.
Yeah.
And of course, you know, reality TV helped me in a way, but now being on the other side of it, I could see how to basically build anyone up from ground zero.
Really?
Do you know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. For
'Cause you
sure.
have what, the salon?
I have a
too,
bit. Yeah,
right?
it's actually right across the street.
Is it really?
Yeah.
So this was a quick walk for you.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. No, I was at the station before.
That's right.
Fire
in
station.
Chandler, right?
Yeah.
So talk a little bit about that, because I saw your Instagram story.
Yeah.
What-
So I'm basically training for hopefully I get another opportunity to go on the challenge. The first season I went on, I had no prior training. I drank every day. I was like just basically like coming off a reality show, getting invited to all the parties, you know, all the events, getting flown everywhere for, you know, shows, events, all that. So I had no focus on my health at all physically. I got a call for the challenge, went on the challenge, and it pushed me in ways I've never been pushed before. But it also brought out a part of me that I think was like hibernating.
Yeah.
Being from Alaska, obviously, like I have like, you know, the toughness instilled in me from a very young age.
Yeah.
I think I almost kind of dulled it down because I moved to Scottsdale.
Yep.
And I was like, I'm gonna look, you know, glamorous, I'm gonna do this and that. But at the end of the day, I'm an Alaskan girl at heart. And the challenge really woke me up and reminded me who I am. And it made me excited because I felt powerful in a way that I don't have to look the best. I can just be the best in my personality or my heart. So I'm training. My best friend works at the fire station in Chandler, so I went and trained with her today. Made me flip tires, made me climb the freaking ladder 110 feet up. I was like, what? Mm-hmm. And I hate heights. Do you like heights?
If I have a harness.
I had
Did you have
a
anything?
strap. Yeah, but like I don't trust anything.
Yeah.
I'm like my worst fear would be skydiving. On
Really?
the challenge.
I want to do skydiving.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
You're insane.
I feel like on the challenge you'd have to land in a specific spot or something. They'd make
Well,
it a game.
No, so one of the guys on the challenge, Jordan, in the final, they were skydiving and he broke his leg right before the final because it was like you skydive in to start the final. Broke his leg. Anyways, he ended up winning.
Yeah.
He like finished it and like he won the whole entire season. So that also shows like mind over
Mindset.
everything.
Tenacity.
Yeah, but no, I hate heights. So I was like strapped in a little bit, but
You would never you're just free in the air,
oh my god, like it makes me sweat.
right? Like your heart drops, your stomach drops.
I hate
love
that.
that stuff.
Do you like roller coasters?
I love the roller. Growing up, I loved them. Now I get nauseous, and I don't know why. If it's me like aging, me just being old,
No,
I don't know.
Yeah. You know what's funny? I never was scared of much until I got older, and now I'm like finding that I'm getting more scared of little things. And I think it's because I'm realizing that like you're not invincible. Like you can literally like die. I mean, I got hit in the face with a golf ball, 110 miles an hour, almost like died.
Was it out of were you expecting it or?
No. So basically.
That's the worst part. That's what can kill you, and
Yeah.
you're not expecting.
So it was. I made it to the final in the challenge, and for those that have seen it, they already know. But basically, there was a slingshot. I was slingshotting the ball to go hit a target far away. So it was like a human-sized slingshot. So it had a lot of force to it, and it was a real golf ball. And it came back. It like turned around, came back, and literally just hit me in the nose, or like in between the eyes, which thank God, because if it hit me in the eye, they said I would have been 1,000,000% blind or probably dead, because you know, it would have went back into my brain. So now I'm just left with a cute little scar, but it's a battle wound.
Yeah, it's honestly, it's nice. It's just like a line.
I mean, yeah, it's fine.
Cover it with some makeup, you're fine. I wouldn't have noticed it if you didn't say anything.
I mean, listen, I'm happy I didn't lose an eye. Like, that would have been just like the demise of everything.
It honestly would have been kind of cool to have like a glass eye with like the perfect like eye color too.
I'm good on that. You can that can be you. Well, also on the challenge, you can't go back if you don't have 20/20 vision. You can't go back.
Naturally.
So if I was to get screwed and like not have vision, I would not ever be able to go redeem myself.
Yeah.
And that's what I plan on doing.
Absolutely.
Making my redemption tour.
Because you have the confidence, you have the drive to do it. You want to win.
And actually, you know, the challenge is such a cool game because I feel like on reality TV, you're meant to be, well, to be successful, you need to be 5'2", 100 pounds, look cute, look perfect, and I'm like, I'm 5'8", 150 pounds, like, and it's cool to be able to not try to make myself shrink to fit a mold. I feel like I can stand up actually taller and be like, come at me, because it's, you know, it's a game of physicality. So it makes me feel like I'm stepping into my purpose, I think, and I'm excited about it.
See, it's funny actually getting to meet you and talk about this stuff, because like when you think Love Island, at least this is what I think when I think like people from Love Island, right? It's just like, okay, they're in their bikinis all the time, the guys are shirtless all the time. You even said it yourself. I was listening to an interview that you did out here recently, talking about, you said that the guys on the show each had like 3 brain cells in their brain. Like the guys were dumb, the women you built great relationships with, like they were really cool, but the guys were just dumbasses.
Yeah.
And like I see that it bleeds through the audience too.
Does it? Okay. No, and like don't get me wrong, the guys are nice, and they're not every one of the guys. I actually am friends with some of them, so I don't want to think I'm talking about them. But no, it's just like, I mean, think about it. I mean, this is gonna be a hot take, I'm just saying. But I'm also 30, so I feel like I grew up when I was 20, 21 without TikTok, without these thirst traps, these guys, like, I mean, I've seen some really bad thirst traps, have you? From guys?
From guys? Define thirst, like just like abs,
I have to show you this video.
That's
oh
all
my
Scottsdale,
God.
though. That's all.
No, it's TikTok, and it's like these young, they're like maybe 19, like 20 or whatever, but like they're just making the cringiest thirst traps, and I'm just like, and they're doing well.
Yeah. Oh, they all do well.
And I'm like, this is crazy that we're literally turning like the cringe that used to be made fun of or cringy or like you're being creepy. Let's call it creepy. And now it's becoming popular. I'm like, yeah, that's weird. But I forget where I was going with this, but
men are stupid, basically.
Yeah, basically men are stupid. See, they like short circuit my brain. But yeah, the girls are cool because I feel like to be a girl on TV, you have to. I don't want to say I'm a feminist. I don't want to put myself in a box, but I will say that girls, you have to be smart, funny, hot, you know, stand out. There's so many things you have to be a girl on reality TV. To be a guy, you have to be attractive. That's literally what it comes down to. Like, let's be honest. And that sometimes doesn't even make the cut because all of us are like, what? This is what you freaking pulled in. And it's not even personal, but it's like if you don't have one thing going for you, it's like this is what you're riding on. And so, yeah, I would say guys in reality TV are not it. And that's why a lot of the girls end up leaving their said winner or partner and getting married shortly after or ending up in a good relationship with someone else. And the guys just stay single.
Well, that's like all like The Bachelorette, The Bachelor, Love
and I'm friends
Island,
with a lot of them.
Too Hot to Handle, Bachelor in Paradise. It's like nobody actually ends up with the person that they end up with in the show.
No, because you can't end up with those guys. Like they just don't. I don't know. I don't know how to describe it unless you've been in it. When I used to watch reality TV, I would take it for face value, but being in there, there's so many layers to it, and I would never understand it if I wasn't in it. So I don't know how to describe it other than they, like I said, have 3 brain cells. They care about what they look like online because that's the only reassurance they're getting. Yeah. Maybe they're not successful at their job, so they don't get compliments from work. Maybe they don't have a good family life. Most of them, you know, don't, and that's not even their fault. But it's just like maybe they don't have a good family life. They don't have their eyes set on a career or any aspirations. So they just base themselves off their looks, you know? So they are usually the ones that cheat because they put themselves out there in certain ways and, you know, they need their ego stroked. That's really what it comes down to. And that's not even just me from the guys I've dated. That's from like my friends' guys that they've dated from TV and like so forth.
All in all, guys suck. I will.
They really do. You get it.
I get it.
You get it.
I get it. I live with 3 females, so.
Oh, do you? Okay, so you've been coached.
I've been coached. I've seen their experiences. I get it. I see it. I have a clear vision.
And listen, I'm not even gonna say that they're always the problem. I will say that I think one of my exes was a problem, and he turned me now into a problem, and that's why it doesn't work. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I feel like there's always that one guy that like really just like messes a girl up, and from there it's just like I don't care anymore. And maybe there's that, but maybe on the other hand, there's a guy that's gonna make it all right. I don't know.
Yeah. Somewhere at the end of the tunnel.
Exactly.
Right? I don't know. But
I don't know.
The thing is, I think I'm going to get this wrong, but I think part of me is going to get it right because I saw one episode, right? So when it comes to Love Island.
Which episode was it?
The first. It was the pilot.
Oh, that's not even,
And I don't even think it was the USA one. I think it was it was like an England, like a British one or
UK.
Australian. Yeah, UK. But the concept is that you guys all walk out one by one.
Yeah.
They introduce you with your whole like background catalog thing. You all have like your entrance, and then the guys come and they can pick which girl they want to be, or the girls get to pick. Girls get to pick.
Yeah.
But then the one I saw, there would be girls who would pick the same guy, like 3 girls picked the same guy,
Yes,
2 girls picked one guy, and there was always one guy left out. And I'm like, that guy seems like the least toxic one. Why is he not getting?
Yeah, I mean, I will say, so usually from what I've seen, the girls pick on Love Island because, first of all, like, that would just be, like, shit for a girl to feel like she's, like, the least attractive or the least desirable. That would be shit.
We're like the guy.
They think a guy can handle it more.
Yeah.
I think the whole concept of Love Island, let's be honest, is so fucked up. Like, if we really break it down, it's so weird. It's such a weird experiment of people getting to know each other in I think I was there for 6 weeks fully. 6 weeks based off of looks, first of all, because we don't really get to hang out with these guys. Like, if you think, like, I don't know how much I'm allowed to talk about production, but like, I love production, but production kept us apart. We didn't hang out with the guys. The girls were in the girls' room, the guys were in the guys' room, unless they were filming a scene, which means like, hey, we're doing a dance party, like partner up and let's walk out. And so it's very orchestrated. I'm not gonna say it's fake, because we're not told what to say, but we're definitely put in environments at certain times. And we have, certain conversations that are encouraged.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's reality TV. They want you to be like, all right, we need to create some drama.
Yes, but the challenge is absolutely unscripted. They're not allowed to tell us to say anything. So that's my idea of reality TV, like being real and like uncut and just being yourself. And that's how you make true stars. The challenge has been around for almost 20 years. It's gonna be on its 39th season. Like, it's doing very well. It's doing something right, and I think it's because they're just being very unfiltered, taking time to actually hire, or I guess cast, personalities that are worthy to be cast, not just hot people. The challenge is very diverse. It has a lot of people that are, tall, short, bigger, tiny. They don't discriminate, and so I feel like reality shows nowadays, they just base off one look, which is typically a blonde, 5'2", small.
So
Barbie.
when it came to the challenge, was it like there was an actual interview process?
The challenge, you get a call based on if you've been on reality TV before, because they kind of have an idea of who you are. And I actually was an alternate for my season. So I was an alternate, and I only got brought in because 2 people got COVID.
Nice.
I'm not gonna say who, because I think that's like I'm not allowed to. But 2 people got COVID. They left the game, and then we got brought in. So I almost didn't even make the show, which is crazy because I ended up making it to the final and being, Rookie of the Year, which is absolutely insane. So things work out. I think if you really just like trust the process and believe in yourself and I don't know, just pray. Also, I think that everything will work out in your favor.
Because as soon as you're there, you're like, all right, I'm here to win. You obviously have that mindset to do it.
Yeah.
When it came to Love Island, you were like kind of iffy about the whole process.
No, Love Island.
Like, do you think you won that because you were probably like one of the least toxic people there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, and I also think that the couple that should have won, a tragedy happened in his family. It was really sad, and they left the game. They would have probably won, but other than that, yes, I think that the guy I won with, we were friends the whole time. He wasn't my typical kind of guy, and I think that, I'm just gonna keep it 100 with you. When you're in isolation for 60 days, that's how long I was there. You have no phone, no outside contact, nothing. You have like, you know, the group gets smaller and smaller and smaller. You attach yourself and you find common interests and you find like, you know, things that are similar with each other, because otherwise you will go crazy, like Castaway, like you'll go crazy. So I feel like it forces you to like fall for someone when maybe in real life you would never. And that's for me, that's my truth. I mean, in real life, it would never have happened, me and the guy, for sure.
And are you guys always just in like swim trunks and your bikinis the entire time?
Yeah, and I hated that.
Like
because,
no other clothes?
Yeah, which is so interesting because also I was the oldest one. I was literally
So
20.
like you were just there with kids, basically.
I felt that way. I mean, well, I was 28, and like looking back, I'm like, whatever. Like now, this is a different topic, but I was 28 at the time of filming, and there were 21-year-olds and up. You had to be 21, but 21-year-olds and up. And 21 and 28. When I was 21, I was doing way different things than I'm doing at 28. 28, I already had a successful 6-figure business.
Yep.
I was basically, you know, had my business working for itself. I didn't need to even show up to make money. Where there was 21-year-olds basically that were like, I'm gonna go get snacks out of a vending machine, which no hate at all. I've been there, but I don't feel like I wanted to digress back to that when I've already worked so hard to get to where I was.
Yeah.
So I couldn't find, you know, the connection, or I guess the common ground with that. So that was my problem with Love Island. I wish they would have brought maybe older guys, people that were serious about finding love, not just people that were looking to hook up or like be hot together.
But that's not good TV.
But honestly,
A bunch of mature people just talking through their
I know.
problems. in a
But like The
mature
Bachelor
way.
did really well for a long time, and it used to be an older crowd, and then as time gone on, it's just like it's younger and younger. But I don't know. I mean, listen, it is what it is. It worked out for me.
It did.
Clearly.
It really did. Oh, talk
Yeah.
about the entrepreneurial side then.
Yeah,
'Cause, like,
so-
was that always just something kind of like in your upbringing? Like I knew I didn't want to work the 9 to 5.
Yeah, I don't know what it was. I wish I could say it was this that made me start thinking a certain type of way. I think you're born with it. That's my opinion. My parents both worked middle class 9 to 5s, and I saw how much they struggled. I also saw how much my mom, I wouldn't say relied on my dad for money, because it wasn't like that, but I just saw how much like they needed each other to survive, and they also, you know, were toxic together. And I just never wanted to be stuck with a man because I needed him to survive. So when I was 16 years old, I was in high school. This is before anyone started wearing, I don't know if you know anything about this, but hair extensions, eyelashes, like
Right.
no one wore any of this. I was the first to walk into school. I had my hair extensions, my eyelashes. I was like that girl that everyone at prom would ask me to do their hair and makeup. Like I was always flashy, or very like, I was always very flamboyant to be a girl. I was always like, oh my gosh, like that's just how I was. And it was the way I had fun with life. But when it came down to like game time, I was always very like entrepreneurial, smart. I started a business when I was 16, basically buying boxed hair dye, like $12 hair dye from Sally's, and started to like color the girls' hair at school. Instead of them going to a hairdresser paying $100, they'd pay me $40. Some like small like that. And then I ended up going to hair school, started my business there. But then I was like, I hate doing hair. I freaking hated it. It was like the worst thing ever. For me, I applaud every hairdresser. It's so exhausting, standing 15 hours a day on your feet and like getting stains of color all over you. Little, like when you cut guys' hair every crack of your body. Like, not my bag.
Yeah.
And I've always been like very artistic, so I love drawing. So I was like, I'm gonna be a tattoo artist, and so I traded to that. So then now that's what I do. I tattoo. But yeah, I started small. I failed 3 times in my business. I worked at a bar and was a server. Actually made really good money. Cold beers and cheeseburgers.
Of course.
Yeah.
I love cold beers and cheeseburgers.
Oh my God.
The
It's
peanut
the
butter
best.
and jelly cheeseburger.
It's so good. It's actually insane. It's
Doesn't
so good.
sound good, but it's the best burger
It's
you'll
the
ever
best
have.
burger. And if you get it with the chicken instead of the burger, oh my God, it's so good. It tastes like Thai chicken. But so I used to work cold beers and cheeseburgers, which if you don't know, in Arizona, we do spring training and all that. So all the athletes would come in, tip us like $200-300 for one burger. So I made amazing money. And also from there, it wasn't about the money I made, it was about the connections. So I started meeting girls, started meeting the wait staff, or the servers that I was friends with. They trust me, they know me. I work with them every day. I was like, hey, can I tattoo your eyebrows? Can I tattoo your lips, whatever? And I started making connections slowly, and from there my business kind of just like snowballed, and I ended up like with 0 clients for the next year, making 6 figures. Actually, I made 6 figures in 4 months. And that was crazy. So, and now I'm trying to scale my business. It's hard because TV takes me away. for filming, sometimes for 3 months at a time, 4 months at a time, and then we don't talk about this. This is such a tangent podcast.
Right.
I'm such a tangent kind of person. I'm everywhere, but after the show, after filming, there's a thing called post-show blues, and you get kind of depressed and slow or we don't sleep on the show at all, and we have no phones. We're not overstimulated like we are in real life. We kind of slow down. It's such a weird thing, but we kind of slow down. We kind of get to know a certain group, and we get trauma bonded together. So when we leave, it's almost like ripping everything we've ever known. Like, people even talk about it like leaving jail. Yeah. It's too much, and it's similar to that. And so I feel like there's a lot of post-show recovery that needs to happen before I dive back into work. But this past time leaving the last show I filmed, I was good, thank God. And so I've been working on a program for my shop. So my goal is to basically just be only online, selling packages and selling a teaching package, basically. And do that, and projected this year to hopefully make like $3 million. So
yeah, that's huge too.
It's huge. And one thing is, like, it's hard, I think, because everyone looks at reality TV stars, whatever you want to call me, they think like, oh, we're like just living off brand deals, or we're living off this, and some people do, but like brand deals are usually like $1,000 to $3,000 a post, and like that's good money, but like, what are your goals in life? Like, I don't want to just pay my rent. I want to build an empire. I want to help other women succeed. I want to, financially for my family. And I also want to have a family. And I want to be able to do what I want whenever I want. So that's always been my mindset. And it's very lonely in the reality TV world, I'll say, because not a lot of people think that way.
No. No, not at all.
Yeah. So that's why I could never relate with the guys. That's a whole circle back to why none of the guys are for me on reality TV.
Just morons, honestly. Just like, I'll listen, they'll do like the cutaways where they're being interviewed by like whoever, is it like the producer, just someone like, and I'm like, these guys, they don't know what they're talking about. They're not mature.
But maybe it's production's fault. Maybe they should I feel like they should literally put 25 and above. No more 21-year-olds. They don't want to find love. Maybe they want to find fame, cool, but like we're basically like just recreating tons of degenerates that have some clout, which what are they gonna do with it? Like, and it doesn't last forever.
No. It never does.
Never does. So it's like, there's a girl from Love Island, her name is Molly May. She's super, super successful. She left Love Island. She started a YouTube channel and she started all this stuff, and she now owns her own like I don't know if she owns it, but she partnered with a tanning line, hair line, and something else, and she's like a multi-millionaire. And she's just little Molly May. Like, she's the cutest thing. So it's all about what you monetize on, and I feel like that's why when I see a lot of people in LA that have come from shows, they want to go to all the events. They want to go to all the cool events. Like, they want to go to the premieres, they want to go to like the opening of this. It's like, those aren't paying you. Those are like a distraction. My opinion, they're a distraction to get more attention on you. Yeah. And it's like, what's your real goal? It's like, my life goal would be like, my attention is that I bought this yacht and I'm inviting all my friends to come party with me. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's kind of
be like a provider in a sense. Like, okay, I have the financials taken care of. Now I can do whatever I want. I can help whoever I want to help out. I can build their empires, kind of build those communities, and all of a sudden, like, that's got to be the most fulfilling thing in the world.
And it's not even about the money. It's more of a game of Monopoly. That's how I see it. It's like, obviously the money is needed, but it's more just like, what can I do to grow? And like, also I want to help my people around me to grow, because like, if I'm gonna win, I want them to win too. And if you hang out with anyone that doesn't want you to win, that's not your friend. Nope. So I've been around a lot of those.
Or the people that kind of just latch on.
I have a lot of those too.
Yeah. Can you tell the difference easily?
Between what? The people that latch on?
People who genuinely want to see you win and are winning with you, versus the people that
are
just holding on to your leg as you skyrocket to the top.
Yeah. The people that hold on to my leg and want to, I'll say mooch, even though it's not even that it needs to be in a bad way. It's just maybe even unintentionally. They show me more love. They show way more love. They almost kiss my ass.
Of course.
And the people that like to hold me down, they will give me compliment. Oh, I have this one girl I know. I'm not going to name her name at all because that would be crazy. But oh my God, they almost compliment you, and then they'll pull back the compliment by 10 insults. You know, it's almost like a toxic relationship where you're just waiting for the next compliment for a friend. Do you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And then also when people, first of all, whenever a supporter of mine or a fan or whatever you want to call it comes up to me, I introduce them to all of my friends I'm with. It's just respectful, and I don't want to ever,
absolutely.
you know, and I can tell the girls that I used to hang out with, because I did not hang out with them anymore, they would basically push everyone aside and be like, hi, I'm that girl. And that's just not good for you. Like, and I feel bad for them. They obviously haven't learned how to be humble, you know, and, you know, hopefully they learn in time, because I honestly do wish the best for everyone, but that's just not
That's
been
just
my,
not attractive either.
It's
like right off the bat, I'm like, oh, you're full of yourself. Like, I don't.
Yeah. But
not
they're full of
interested.
themselves, but they're the most insecure person ever.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy.
Oh, it's backwards.
It
really
is.
is.
It is.
People that are secure will just sit back and be like, I'm not drawing attention to myself at all. I'm just,
Yeah.
I'm doing me. At the end of the
Exactly.
day.
Exactly. Would you ever do a dating show?
I don't. So I had.
You would do so
I
good.
had a friend of mine connect me with a producer for The Bachelorette once, but I work with multiple different what was it? Broadcast networks, so they didn't let me do it. I guess that's one of their no-goes.
Yeah,
you can't be a part of that.
ABC is, there's bugs everywhere. ABC is very strict. I don't think, like, me and DeMar were talking about it. And it's funny, actually, because me and DeMar were friends before we both went on TV.
Which is crazy.
Isn't that crazy? But DeMar, when you're with ABC, I think you have a contract for like 4 or 5 years. Don't quote me, I don't know. It could be dramatic. But whereas my season, I'm so lucky that we have a year and we can do whatever we want.
Mm-hmm.
So unless you do really well on The Bachelor, you're just kind of stuck, you know?
I mean, it's tough to, like, what was your mindset going into it when you agreed to do it? Are you like, part of me wants to find love, which is like, at the same time, it's like, you know what you're getting yourself into with the toxicity and
You know what's
whatever.
funny is that I actually forget that I was even on Love Island, because I feel like my personality resonates so much more with the challenge.
Oh, of course.
So I went on there, yes, I did. I went on there. I was the girl that was a successful businesswoman that had it all other than love, you know? And yeah, I mean, I really thought it could work for me. And I won, so I guess it did in a way,
But it didn't, yeah.
But it didn't, and it's crazy watching my first interview back, my first time ever being on TV. My interview, the Love Island, the famous, like, little interviews in the hallway. And I just was so bubbly and so happy and so, like, I don't know, hopeful. And I do feel like a part of me is taken, like, a part of reality TV did take that away from me, my innocence. But I'm okay with it because I feel like it made me wiser. But I don't know. I think I did come off a 4-year breakup before the show, and it was a very, 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 very toxic relationship. I know that now more than ever, but in the moment I was just heartbroken, right?
Of course.
But he was a narcissist, like, horrible. And I think that, like, you know how they talk about in school, like, you don't learn how to do taxes, you don't learn how to do it. They don't really ever talk about, like, what to be fearful in relationships. They just say, like, good luck.
They don't teach you anything that you actually have to know in
Nothing.
school. How to buy a house, how to pay your taxes,
Nothing.
how to build an empire. Nobody actually wants you to make your own living doing
They
what
don't
you
want
wanna
us to
do.
succeed.
You're built to be an employee through the school system.
Absolutely. And you know, it's funny, I missed 68 days my senior year of high school. I barely graduated. And I was very smart, but I could not be told what to do.
Yeah.
It's been a thing of mine forever. And I'm respectful. I'm not, like, you know, an asshole, but I'm just like, what is the point? If I'm not growing, I'm dying, and I will not die. So I would just, like, be like, see ya, I'm gonna go, like, do whatever.
Senior year is just the zombie year anyways.
Oh my God.
I barely graduated. I think my guidance counselor knew my mom from when they were in high school, and she, like, bumped my grades at the last second, so I passed.
Obsessed. You
Yeah.
can always finesse the system.
Uh-huh.
But no, I don't know. I feel like, I was going somewhere with this. Guy, one thing about me is I have ADHD, and I will go on 20 tangents, but I want everyone to know what's going on in my brain. But, like, I'm like, without a 3-hour podcast, it's never gonna happen.
Yeah.
But what were we talking about?
Business, people latching onto you,
You lost me. I don't
building
remember.
a business, trying to find love after a 4-year toxic relationship.
That part. Okay, see,
That's why I'm here.
book notes.
That's why I'm the host.
I love it. So no one teaches you, like, how to do taxes, buy a house, how to find a correct partner, whatever. So I never knew the terms of love bombing. I never knew the terms, you know, narcissist or cheater. I never even knew. I always had my friends in high school that got cheated on. You know, maybe like they flirted with someone,
Right,
but like
right.
it wasn't like you had a whole life with someone. And I had a house with this guy. He moved into my house actually, and we dated for 4 years. And I supported his life so much, and I loved him so much. At least I loved him. I didn't know what love was, because I don't think I can't love someone that has treated me like that.
That's right.
You know. But I was attached to him, and no one taught me about, you know, what to look out for. So I was just all in. That relationship ended. I was distraught, to say the least, but it was withdrawals. It's like when you break up with a narcissist, it's like withdrawing from drugs. You know, you're used to those really high highs and then the really low lows. So when I wasn't getting the high highs anymore, I was just feeling like really horrible. So that's when I got the call for Love Island, and I was like, God has a plan. Let me just see what happens. And that's how I got the call. That's how I decided to pursue the Love Island thing. So, yeah, I don't know. And it's crazy because ever since reality TV, first of all, I'm a lover at heart. I love being in a relationship. I always am. Always. This is the longest I think I've been, like, not in a relationship.
Which is healthy in its own right.
Which is,
Finding yourself.
no, it is. But it's also like, I'm 30, and I'm like, why am I single at my oldest I've ever been? Like, what's happening here, you know? But yeah, like, even on the challenge, I had a showmance with the guy on the challenge, and then that ended just because I didn't see it going anywhere. He was super heartbroken. It was a whole thing. He was very upset. He still won't talk to me to this day.
Oh, so you broke his heart.
Yeah. That seems to be the trend lately for me. Like, that's why I don't want to be around any guys, and because I feel like I will never. I don't know. I feel like I'm gonna break everyone's heart, you know, and so I like rather just stay away. And so I'm not sure what the answer is to that yet. I'll figure it out. I'll let you know when I figure it out. But so yeah, I think I've been single now for like 7 months, and it's interesting because I resonate with the challenge more. I have to remember people know me from Love Island, so I get like asked and questioned all the time about my love life. It's like the main topic because I came from a love show. I get it, but it's just not my favorite topic.
No. It's an awkward topic to talk about, especially when people ask you the questions that you know are kind of like, that stung. That's probably what I'm thinking about the most.
Yeah.
And you don't know how to answer it out loud.
Yeah. Or they'll like even just like hype you up and like you love it, but you're like, that's not helping. Like they'll be like, you were too good for him anyways. It's like, that doesn't help. But thank you. Like, you know, it's almost like you get disconnected with your feelings when you talk to people that support you. I'm gonna call them fans, supporters, whatever you want to call them. I'll say fans. When fans come to you, they're like, "Oh my God, I loved you, but like I hated the guy you were with." I'm like, "Thank you." It's just weird. It's just a weird situation. I don't know. But
well, let's talk about what you'd want in a partner over basketball. You want to go shoot some hoops?
Let's do it.
Let's go shoot some hoops.